South Carolina is currently the only state in the nation to have an all-male Supreme Court. So, how did we get here? Well, former Chief Justice Jean Toll retired back in 2015, leaving only one woman on the court, Justice Kay Hearn. She retired at the end of 2022. So in January of 2023, our research shows that 3 judges were found qualified by the Judicial Merit Selection Commission and then made it into the General Assembly for a vote. Now, at the time, Judge Aphrodite Condoris had served on the Court of Appeals for 15 years. Judge Stephanie McDonald had served on the Court of Appeals for 9 years. And Judge Gary Hill, he had the least amount of time on the Court of Appeals with 6 years. But despite that, in February of 2023, the General Assembly chose Gary Hill for the Supreme Court, making it an all-male court. So, when I got an audience with 2 influential senators, Brad Hutto and Shane Massey, I asked them about the makeup of the court. I know that there were 2 great female candidates for the Supreme Court, and neither of them made it through. Any talk of changing that in the future or the next time a seat becomes available?
I'm not going to vote for somebody who has a worldview that I think is inconsistent with where I think the state ought to go.
So after my interview aired, Women in Leadership released a newsletter condemning lawmakers and what they had to say and their practices for choosing judges. Barbara Barton from Women in Leadership and an attorney is here to talk with us about that response.
He said a number of things which didn't sit well with a lot of people. Women in Leadership's response was, get with it, Senator Massey. I mean, really, get over yourself. It is true that the General Assembly gets to select judges, but with that power, and it is an awesome power, with that power comes responsibility. And you can't just say, I'm going to pick somebody because I like them, or I like the way they look at things, or they look at things the same way I do, or I've been hunting and fishing with them. I've played golf with them. They have the same worldview I have because they're exactly like me. They're a duplicate of me.
I want to explain to our viewers because I feel like the general public doesn't necessarily understand. So for judicial positions, the first thing they do is go to the Judicial Merit Selection Commission. And then they, after they make it through there, they're screened and then they report out. Then they go in front of the General Assembly.
Yes.
How does the general public get involved in this?
Well, before it goes to the Judicial Review Commission, citizens are interviewed, and though that input is provided to the commission. So the general public can get involved, but you know, each of us gets involved. We vote on the people who serve in the General Assembly, and if they're not doing their gosh darn job, then we have the power to vote them out. And, you know, I feel sorry for Senator Massey and for the people in the General Assembly because it's so easy to vote for somebody who looks like you. I mean, it is a human inclination to select somebody who is like you.
So last question, we have got another decision day coming up. They will appoint judges at the beginning of February. This is something that is largely done behind closed doors. How does the average voter get involved in this process and step up and make sure that their lawmakers are representing them with minorities and women in leadership positions?
Well, we are all constituents. Every one of us in the state of South Carolina is a constituent, and every one of us has a vote, and every one of us has a voice with the members of the General Assembly. And if they think that nobody's paying attention, they will do what they want to do. And that's what they do normally. They choose who they want to choose, regardless of who is the best candidate. And so reach out to the people that represent you. Reach out to them. Tell them your concern. Tell them, voice your opinion. Tell them they need to do their gosh darn job. And make sure they understand that you're watching.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Barton, for being with us today, Women in Leadership. And of course, you can follow all of our coverage and my initial interviews with Senator Massey and Senator Hutto. It's all there at WLTX.com.